workers' comp.
Yes,
We PI lawyers, we like to stay away from it. I don't know. A lot of guys do. We're like, I don't want to have
it's
PI.
messy.
Yeah,
It's
and
messy.
you the percentages. How much can you recover? Is for PI?
The fees are low. It's
Yeah,
15%.
15%. So it's a. How do you maintain profitability running a PI workers comp firm? What's your strategy with it?
It's volume.
Yeah.
It's volume. We have good systems. We have good processes. We figured out how to litigate these cases in an effective way, but it's difficult. You're dealing with clients who are hurt,
Yeah.
who are out of work, who are going through a
Mm-hmm.
lot in their lives, and
Yeah.
they often are in really tough financial positions because they haven't
Mm-hmm.
received benefits yet,
Mm-hmm.
and they're suffering, and they
Yeah.
have a lot of uncertainty, and they're needy, and they
Yeah.
call
Yeah.
constantly, and it's difficult.
Yeah.
But I think in volume, and if done the right way, it can be a good practice tape. But it's tough to figure out.
Yeah. What about so how long's the average case, like age? Like, so you sign up a case today, when you usually count
Sure.
on settling
So
it?
yeah, so work comp, the life of a case is longer than employment. On average, it's about 2 years in
Uh,
work comp.
yeah.
It just takes time because we have to work within a system,
Mm-hmm.
and in employment, it can be a long time too.
Mm-hmm.
About on average 18 months. That's what we tell.
Yeah.
Often it's less than 18 months,
Yeah.
but that's what we tell potential clients.
Expectations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just manage expectations.
Yeah. Interesting. So the workers' comp has got to be the big volume game then.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, some of the big firms, they have thousands and thousands of active case files,
That's
and
crazy.
yeah, it's just the numbers are staggering. We're not close to
Yeah.
that, but it is certainly a volume business because we look at the average fees we make off a case, and it's less than four figures.
Yeah.
It's not that, or less than five
But
figures.
it's easier to
It's
get
less than
work.
five
It's
figures.
easier out of all the practice areas. Workers' comp is the easiest to get cases. Do you think?
Um,
Because
well,
everyone's work.
look, there is, I wouldn't say it's easy, but there is a claim called cumulative trauma in workers' compensation that a lot of people don't know about. I think is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Repetitive movement. So if you're doing any kind of physical work, say you're a cook and you're standing on your feet all day, and
Mm-hmm.
your ankles hurt and
Mm-hmm.
your knees hurt, and maybe your back is a little jacked up from just flipping a pan all day, and maybe your elbow
Mm-hmm.
too, you could have a claim for cumulative trauma to all those different body
Mm-hmm.
parts, and it can be a significant claim. And a lot of people, when they think of an accident, they don't realize that they might have a cumulative trauma claim. They think that an accident is an isolated moment in time, a collision,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not that.
No,
Injuries can be caused by repetitive movement over a long period
mm-hmm.
of time, and I think these claims are great, and
You
people
represent like
people
long. I know with my uncle, he was a correction officer, so I remember he was starting to have all these medical things when he retired, and it was like he retired young, around 50, but he was starting to have like it's that I think he had a workers' comp attorney. It was for cumulative stuff, like his hands were getting
sure.
all jacked up and like
Sure.
little things. And then my cousin had a hip surgery, just being a parole officer and all the wear and tear.
Yeah,
You got
exactly.
that kind of stuff going on.
It's yeah, it's
Yeah,
these wear and tear claims,
yeah.
and it's just
Over years of working for a company.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's got to be, normally we won't take a cumulative trauma claim where somebody's not working for a
yeah,
long period of time. We want cases where somebody's been doing the same thing over and over
yeah.
and over and over again, and they can be significant cases. They could be six-figure cases
Yeah.
for the wear and tear over
Mhm.
time.
Yeah. Do you have any like have you worked with any like sports guys or like just like no?
That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
back in my last firm, I had the idea
Yeah.
of getting into sports and representing athletes for
Mhm.
workers' compensation claims.
Mhm.
Turns out it's not as easy as I thought it
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
for a number of different reasons. But um, we don't have any athletes now.
Yeah.
We do have a lot of security guards.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like physical people.
Yeah.
It depends.
I remember I did baseball agent work for a little bit, and it was it's fun, but like as far as like getting the clients, and I had a few, but it's like
really
there's so
hard.
much work you're going into getting clients that you're like, man, I can just put this time into this doing what personal injury, and the opportunity costs and stuff.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so I think about that. to backtrack a little bit about what we were discussing earlier, the opportunity cost and
Hmm.
like what's the best use
Yeah.
of your time. I realized recently that the best use of my time, it's not litigating cases. It's trying to get more cases. So
Hmm.
that's my number one focus on a day-to-day basis
Yeah.
is trying to get more cases. 'Cause I'm the only person in my office who's in a position to do that.